Okay. OBS takes forever these days. It sucks.
Oh.
But yeah, what the hell is Jada in here?
Jada?
Yeah, one who's level 130.
I don't think she was in here.
But that's my bio. Or something, I don't know. Probably went to another broadcast because today is apparently the big battle of the broadcasters thing, which I'm still confused on.
Actually, I better save this in a playlist right now.
Which actually, that apparently is all partners getting together and crap of like getting freaking, I don't know. They're in teams and trying to win like money for a charity of their team's choosing or something.
Oh.
And I know Val is in it, so yeah. Because she's on Team Blue.
What team are you on? Hers?
I made up a fake one because I'm not in any or I'm partnered. I just called myself Team Magenta and just said I was the sole team member.
Awesome.
Actually, you know what? Right now, I'm going to get on my iPad and actually just put Team Magenta in and confuse the hell out of everyone in the broadcast.
All right.
Wherever my headphones are. Yeah, my... And honestly, I'm even shocked they're actually on like this early, to be honest. Let's see. Nene the meanie. There we go. Okay, I put Team Magenta and no one noticed. So far, great.
Wait, in the crawler?
No, I'm in Nene's stream right now because he's the one who started all this.
Oh, okay. I might as well do it.
Yeah, I am there at the moment. God, you know, you look too bright as hell. Yeah, he's up there. I'm just only having out the comments because, yeah.
Yeah, because you're live here.
Oh, maybe I'll just raise the webcam. Oh, yeah, the desk is soon enough going to be stained, and then I'm going to be able to build it. Because, yeah, that thing's going to be a pain in the ass to get in here.
What are the measurements of it, would you say?
Oh, crap, I forgot the measurements of it. Chris is the one making it. I am just the one staining the damn thing.
Oh, what are you going to stain it with?
Some dark brown crap that's supposed to be done with like one coat.
Okay. It's some sort of varnish. My stepfather just finished the whole deck underneath where the wood is and all that with the like deep, cold, dark brown stain. Or it's almost black. Maybe that is what it is, but sometimes it could be either black or just a deep, dark, cool tone brown, if that makes sense. So
hashtag Team Orange.
Wait, Team Orange?
I'm putting in the teams that don't exist.
There's a dial tone at the end of another brick in the wall? I didn't know that.
Honestly, I got no idea. I only listen to like a small percent of Pink Floyd, and really.
Well, my dad was a huge fan of them. He went to their okay. My mom told me this. This was sometime when I was still a baby. I was with family. My mom took my dad to see Pink Floyd live, and she said there were a lot of people smoking pot at the concert.
Of course, they're all hippies.
And my dad didn't do any of it, but the thing is,
there's Jada. She's in there.
She felt the effects from the secondhand smoke of the marijuana. She felt uneasy, like while driving back, but she made it. They all made it. So, yeah, I don't know if they do that to this day still, or well, because that was 94, 95. It was somewhere in the mid 90s that happened. So, it might have been around the time when their album came out. I forgot. It's called The Bell. I think it's The Bell, because my dad had the CD in his vehicle when he was still alive.
Yeah.
And that was the one. That was way after Roger Waters. Okay, I don't know if he was kicked out or he left because.
Oh, he quit.
Oh, he quit. Okay.
Because he went on to literally do like a solo thing right afterward.
And also, there's other contention with the former band members, because he's anti. Well, first of all, he's against Zionism. Let's be exact about that. They don't agree with him on that. He's part of the BDS movements, like boycott, stuff like that. Anything that's dealing with Israel, you boycott it. Honestly, I think you can only do so much with boycotting.
Let's say this stuff, they gotta kill our drummer. Like, jeez.
Wait, who is the drummer?
Mason? Something, I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll search it up. Yeah, soon enough when I do actually get nominated for partnership, apparently I got to stream under OBS that whole time. So, yeah, we're going to have to use my janky jerry rig system to freaking share videos from now on.
Jinky system?
It's literally just a pair of computer system or speakers that literally I'm going to have to, like, have my iPad right here, hook the cable up to it, and then, yeah.
Shut up, no one can. Okay, look, Control Chrome. Why are you saying that?
Because he's a freaking wiener living in his mother's basement, so I'm here all day, man.
If he becomes a problem, I'll block him if you want.
Yeah, that's why also you get like 50,000 reps.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do something to you. I forgot to.
Also, where the fork everybody?
Yeah, I'm wondering that. Well, maybe that doesn't really happen until after 6 or 7 o'clock.
Oh wait, Battle of the Broadcasters.
Oh, okay. All right, you are a broadcast referee.
No, the thing is, with any major event, any major holiday, any major whatever, anyone will be stuck in one certain broadcast and go nowhere else. Hence, we're the ones to suffer. So yeah, Battle of the Broadcasters. Even though I'm not partnered, and yeah.
Well, I've been spreading the message as much as I can to get you partnered.
I get partnered, I'll actually be the most active partner on #alternative.
Hey, Justin Murray. Thank you for inviting your fans. I remember you came in when I did the stream over for you, Morgan. I think you were going to open mics, and I took over, and that was after we learned that Nate was screwed over by a Kareem.
Yeah. That was honestly a mess to begin with, but yeah.
So you better not do it again.
Nick Mason. Okay. That's his name.
Okay.
I know him. I've heard of Sid Barrett a little bit. I definitely know who Roger Waters is. And I've literally watched The Wall all the way through. So.
Wait, watched it?
Yeah, it was a movie. And an album. Like,
okay,
a movie for the album.
Okay, was it like them going live and touring? Is that what it was?
No, it was legit like a whole narrative, like a rock star falling out pretty much, and it's like watching his hallucinations all the way through.
Okay, well, the thing is, the song The Wall, and when it was basically made, well, there was a lot that could be made about Wall. It could have been discussing against the Vietnam War, the Berlin Wall, anything that was going on for that time.
Honestly,
this stuff is very political.
I definitely know that Chris watched it like several hundred more times than I have, so yeah.
Well, I mean, Roger Waters is quite political, which I don't think is a bad thing. So is Jello Biafra, is that his name?
Yep.
Okay, I got it right.
Dude has a whole series on YouTube about him like talking about governments and crap, honestly. And he gets into real detail
talks about it, and he doesn't like do his own thing, and then he talks politics. He actually is consistently talking about it, and I actually do think that he has legitimacy doing that because he's been involved in it. So I would like to pick that guy's brain, that's for sure. I'm glad he's against globalization. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he hates all the presidents.
I wouldn't blame him.
Well, people are just tired of it all.
Yeah, think about it. You haven't watched Idiocracy yet, so.
Oh, I don't need. I mean, I know it. It's.
Oh, I haven't watched. No, I watched it mainly because I remember a handful of times J. Cobley was bringing it up, and I was like.
Oh, people have been bringing it up for a long time, though. I've heard it from other people, especially. Well, it is Mike Judge that helped create it, and
we wind up having a damn Mexican wrestler as a freaking president. Yeah.
Hey, it could have been
not Mexican,
it could have been Vince McMahon.
Okay, that could be even worse. I mentioned Trump was rich. He practically had no hand in politics.
What's amazing is for the song Travolta, because I was curious, like, what is the music about or the song about? It was a mismatch of like, I don't know, like egomaniacs, I guess, and part of it was Travolta. They mentioned Hitler, Travolta, Trump. I forgot who else they mentioned, but I was like, they called out Trump back then. Back in the 90s when he was known for being a magnite. And
they literally just stuck grease quotes in that thing.
Well, I mean, references help. That's what Tarantino does in his movies. He has a way of doing that. Oh, and I just found out what that was that Mike was wearing. It was a GIMP mask.
Oh, yeah. Early 90s, they had a lot of those.
Well, the thing is, it was weirding me out, and my mom watched it.
No, you look at enough of their old footage from, like, 1990, 89. They have some weird-ass outfits. It wasn't even until California where they somehow dumbed down the outfits.
Well, I read somewhere that because he had a hard time singing because the mask would get in his way of singing and stuff, and I was like, well, there you go. Do away with it. Start dressing like normal people, no offense.
Well, they also kind of did that for the California tour.
Okay. Family coming in.
Because of freaking, I don't know, got Hawaiian shirts and stuff, and then they wanted to look more.
White shirts?
No, Hawaiian shirts. And
oh.
I don't even know what the hell the milkmaid outfit was for.
Yeah, I don't know what that was for. I love Winky's reaction to that whole thing, although he's wrong in saying that the band is retarded.
Yeah, I was going to say, they all were in high school while starting that band, so that says something.
But Trey Spruance is his name. He had a lot of energy next to Mike Patton. Those were the two most energetic I saw.
I mean, Trey Spruance is pretty much also like the whole brains of it because he knows way more about like Mike Patton was just along for the ride. Pretty much, it was like Trace Bruins and Trevor.
Well, if he didn't get with Faith No More, he wouldn't have got the record deal with Warner Brothers, and then of course Warner Brothers. Was there a spat with Warner Brothers?
I have no idea, really.
Well, Warner Brothers, I will say, did screw over Prince.
Oh, trust me, Prince also has an entire vault of stuff that's basically unreleased, including the supposed Black album, and yeah, which I think is in bootleg form, but probably find it stupid.
Well, the thing is, as far as everything that he's owned, because he didn't sign a will or anything, a lot of it has went to the state.
Great, so they're gonna probably release that crap somewhere.
Well, I don't know about that part, but as far as the finances, it went to the state.
Again, I'm no major Prince fan, so I mean,
I'm not either, but he was a good singer, and he was always writing and creating music. It just flowed out of him.
He's good. I've heard his guitar playing. He's good. Just at the same time, I don't know, there's like a lot of bands I can barely get into, mostly just because, I don't know. Everybody sort of has heard of my weird ass interest, but yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. They're in the kitchen and they're doing something in the sink. Honestly, what they were wearing when they were doing the California tour, it didn't look like a Hawaii. Okay, it could count as a Hawaiian shirt, but
Lord.
Oh, what happened?
Water. Yeah, I'm looking up stuff for tonight.
Oh.
Including some more Badland chugs. Because he's chugging thick water out of a boot.
Oh, wait, who is?
Yeah, dude I showed once really like chugging all the damn Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He also once got the damn order from GTA San Andreas, like from McDonald's. Like, exact. Oh, that alone was nuts.
I can't really watch stuff like that because I'm like, my stomach's gonna bother me.
No, most of it's literally like him just chugging drinks that he, like crazy combinations of drinks, and I give him a lot of credit for that because I wouldn't be able to do that in a million years. Dude even also got like rare Mountain Dew once, and I was jealous.
Which are the rare Mountain Dews?
I think once before bed when I was like on my phone, there's a thing you swipe like left far enough, and then there's like the whole Google articles crap. No. And they were talking about a new flavor that was supposed to be coming back after a decade. But I
remember when DMX. I remember when Mountain Dew MD.
But then again, Mountain Dew from the UK, I would want to try that one.
Oh, is the formula different?
Oh no, never tried it. Because yeah, it's over across the pond.
Well, countries will have different formulations of carbonated drinks because a lot of them use natural sugar cane and not the synthetic crap.
Yeah.
That's why they taste better. That's why when they released the Mountain Dew with real sugar a decade ago, I was like, this tastes way better than the regular Mountain Dew.
Oh,
because they used actual cane sugar. Then it had the vintage, old style of Mountain Dew when it launched.
Yeah, maybe I might have noticed that at some point.
It was 2010 around there.
Okay, then probably not really, because I really didn't switch over to Mountain Dew until probably my sophomore year of high school.
Oh, what were you before that?
Coca-Cola. I legit got tons of it, and really at the same time, yeah, it kept eating away at me. Then I went to Mountain Dew, and yeah.
Honestly, I used to be a Sprite person, and then I became a Pepsi. Although I like the Pepsi caffeine free that my grandmother would get me because it was caffeine free. And then I like Dr. Pepper.
Actually, at one point, I think this is before winter break or whatever at my high school. Well, about my school was attached to a damn college campus. I went over to the cafeteria, loaded a bag full of Mountain Dew for cash out just for the break, and then legit just like, I don't know, kept mixing all that crap, and yeah, it was. The next thing you know, like a week or so ago, or a few days ago, or whatever, I bought the whole, I don't know, I bought Gatorade and Powerade and just started mixing in Mountain Dew with it.
Powerade is cheaper.
I don't know, I just got both because of flavors. And I have a gas station near me, so it's convenient just to flat out get it.
So water doesn't fall down the freezer. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just hot water in this. You're welcome. Oh, hey, indoor smokers, Aaron Lawton, and whoever that is, and Anthony Parkington for coming to the broadcast. Well, they probably left now, but I forgot to give them credit. Oh, yeah, Earth Day is coming up. I just remembered.
Oh, frick, I don't even know what I ever do for Earth Day anymore.
Goes a little in the upper right corner. Oh, Coyote Peterson.
Oh, yeah, pray to the world that doesn't turn into Wally. There.
What?
What I do every Earth Day, just pray to the Lord that it's either we don't turn into Wally or Idiocracy.
Okay, I don't know about Wally. I'm looking that up.
I mean, they're both garbage-filled worlds, so kind of counts.
Oh, Wall-E. Okay. Yep. I don't know which one is worse, though.
Hey, actually, yeah, Idiocracy pretty much is still
it is.
Idiots.
At least with Wall-E, they make a comeback.
And there's a Costco that goes for probably 40,000 miles.
Corporatism.
No, it's now making me fear of setting foot in a Costco because of that now. So
I've never been in one.
Oh, we got one. Except the one near me is all the way up in Enfield, and that's several towns over. Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Hey, Pyromanic, what up? Okay, why is there a Simpson character on SpongeBob?
No, like, apparently in this one, it's like the whole... Patrick's rock apparently is a turtle, and literally Patrick has been living underneath his shell the whole time.
Yeah, the thing is, I stopped watching it after 2008, so...
Oh, you're still watching the newer episodes? Some of them are really good callbacks to the previous ones.
I know, but I just don't like how they have flanderized, like, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, these days.
Like, they made him a complete doofus instead of, like, he has, like, he'll say some things that aren't smart, but he is kind of a voice of reason in some ways.
I mean, in general, he's always been the stupidest cartoon character.
I know, but they just really amplified it now.
Actually, no, you want to talk stupid cartoon characters? Billy from Billy and Mandy.
Well, that didn't take a lot to show you how stupid he was. And yeah, Mandy, she just looked like a emotional.
He stared into the damn sun and messed up his eyes. Like, counted to the mere thousands or something.
I'll show him the bomb. Bam, what's up?
And burnt out his eyes.
Never seen anybody who put show him in there. I don't know what that means. It sounds Hebrew. And you have the YouNow logo as your profile picture. Or is that the earlier one? I don't know.
And Nate's live again. What happened to your freaking vacation?
He was supposed to be on vacation?
No, I meant literally, he kept saying he was going to have a break from this place, and I was literally like, please have a damn break, man.
I also remember that, okay, back in 2012, the government of Ukraine has SpongeBob banned from the country.
Oh, they got SpongeBob banned from several countries for dumb as hell reasons.
Yeah, because they claim that, because I think there were parents in these countries that complained that it was, like, in support of homosexuality. Because
the parents,
SpongeBob,
they were on drugs probably.
Well, the thing is, SpongeBob, because of SpongeBob and Patrick, I was like, first of all, they're not gay. SpongeBob, first of all, is Steven Hildenberg, may he rest in peace, who was a biologist, marine biologist. He said he's asexual, which means he reproduces by budding. That is what it is. So that's the accurate term. And I think Patrick Star is as well. Again, I remember science class, so yeah, basic biology. I didn't see nothing indicating that between him and Patrick. I mean, yeah, there was that one episode where they found this clam and they were like parents for it, but
God,
like you remember that one?
That episode had so many messed up memes in it from it. Oh God.
What's one of them?
Actually, no, like, or I don't know the memes in particular, but I know, like, probably out there since the whole, those two fish, like, standing there thinking about this, being like, sponge, star, clam, question mark.
Oh, yeah!
God.
And like, he got hit in the head with a coconut. Like, that's all you like.
Yeah.
But that was just a caretaking situation. I mean,
yeah.
What? Like, you can't. What about watching Full House, where it had a widowed dad of 3, including a infant? He needed a family friend and his brother-in-law to come over to help him with raising the children. So, I don't think that's unusual.
I still don't even think I. Yeah, I never could get in the Full House only because.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of Uncle Jesse?
No, it's too cheesy.
Well, I mean, when you look back on it now, maybe I can see that, but it was
I know
very...
the Monkeys was freaking cheesy, and yet I still watched it.
Although, now on Revenge of the Sis, they were Royce was talking about how they made it like the Beach Boys were supposedly cool on Full House because they were on Full House a lot, and it was like, no, the Beach Boys weren't cool. That was like your parents' band. And they said that, and I was like, oh, I put in a question in the chat, so who was awesome? And somebody said the Stones. And I was like, of course, yeah, one of them or anything that was punk back, yeah, obviously. That, and Mike Love is actually, I think he's 80 now. I just remember that.
Huh.
And yeah, Brian Wilson, I don't think they got along. And when he was on an episode of with Mike Love on Full House, Brian Wilson, and knowing that Mike Love was a fervent Republican, he wore a t-shirt that says that was like for Dukakis, who was the Democrat running mate for president in 1988, to give him a smack in the face subtly. And I was like, wow, I didn't notice that. So, oh, hey, Art. He changed
Art. How's the job going, man?
Grand show. Yeah, okay. Why did you change your part of your screen name, Art?
I mean, he's on American Pickers broadcast a lot.
Oh,
so.
well.
Kind of self-explanatory in a way.
What Morgan said.
Exactly. Oh yeah, Art, I'm getting a new chair because this one pissed me off.
Bad chair. Bad.
No, if you see my newest YouTube video and go to 2651, you'll see why.
Ah.
I legit went to lean back to open this window, and then next thing you know, I wound up falling my ass, and my whole setup winds up falling apart.
Oh wow!
And it glitched out at the wrong time, so all you can hear is just stuff just crashing.
Wow.
Yes, as much as little we could see of it, because I watched the video after you put it on.
You can see J. Cowboy's reaction right afterwards.
Yeah. And I think Nate asked you if you were okay.
Yeah,
probably. It was like, I'm fine. And then I went like, this is why I don't stream at 12 in the morning.
Why? Because you're tired?
Honestly, I was tired, cold, freaking crazy that night. Now,
like, cold? How cold does it get in your room?
Well, actually, it wasn't cold. It was warm because, yeah. That's why I went to open the window in the first place.
Oh, it was too warm.
And before I basically fell on my ass, someone in the chat said, don't break anything.
Oh.
I broke everything in here.
Well, you put it back together, okay?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, pretty quick.
Well, not really. Everything's still a mess in here.
But it looks okay.
It's going to be even more of a mess when I have to move this desk out for a new one that I'm currently getting built.
Exactly.
And then new computer, and then refiguring everything, and then becoming a more.
Oh yeah, at first I
VTuber.
thought the puppet was supposed to be, before you put the glasses on, I thought it was supposed to be. They're outside.
What?
They're outside.
Okay.
Supposed to be outside?
No, it was so okay. We get company over on the weekends from my dad's side of the family, so my little sister will play with her cousins, and one of them was asking where everybody was, and I said outside. Actually, I don't really know if they are outside. They might have come inside through another door. So
You never know. Keep watching and see how many
I was
people
gonna
go
say-
outside.
I was gonna say, if before you put the glasses on, I didn't see the rest of you. I thought it was supposed to be Vincent Van Gogh or something.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Really? Vincent Van Gogh?
Well,
Yeah.
they didn't have sunglasses then.
Well, I think it looks like it. Really? Yes, I do. All right. Okay. Yeah. The puppet doesn't agree with it, but I do. Yeah. I more look like Vincent von Pimp. Yeah.
From what?
Vincent von Pimp.
I don't know what that is.
Well,
You know,
at least,
this is a fucking pimp ad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
at least it ain't upgrade.
A little bit. And I got my cheap necklace made of beer opening things.
Can openers.
Yes.
Can tabs.
Yeah, I don't know. Can tabs. That's what you call them. And I see that you have been pretty busy. I saw it on your YouTube videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I've uploaded them. The longest one I put up was yesterday, and it took an hour and 30-something minutes.
Yeah.
I should have split it into 2 parts.
You have to be careful with any kind of background music.
That's what I've been doing. Like, okay, Morgan, when Crab City Metal was here,
Yep.
and we were talking about, and he said, look up this song by Steven Seagal called Alligator A. And I made sure, as I was screen recording it, to speed up the music so I wouldn't get a copyright thing. That's what I've done.
I've gotten too many copyright
Perfect.
junks, and I've only had 2 occasions where basically it wouldn't let me upload it, so I had to dump it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, most of the times I get, if there is a notice, even if it's the slightest notice, it says it won't affect your content. And so, well,
Yeah.
if it doesn't see red, like a complete red where it says don't put up, I'll put it up. Because there's only so much I can do.
Then they say that they probably put in an ad, and that's it.
Well,
And
although
that's
I
most of the
wouldn't have-
time the ad from the record company will put in an ad that so they can get a little bit of money from your video.
Although I wouldn't have had a problem if it was anything having to do with who was this? Oh yeah, Mr. Bungle. Anything about Mr. Bungle, if it was on there, they can use the fund. They deserve the money. So
Honestly, they do. They only performed twice in 2 months in 2020, to be honest.
oh man, February 2020. We need to go back to that.
No, like February and January, I know those were their only returning performances
Yeah, and then COVID happened.
because of Wrath of the Easter Bunny being released.
Oh, I think I read that because when I looked up and I decided to put, because I was curious about the logo for Faith No More, the band, because I was like, is that an engram? Kind of. But it's not important. And then it said they were going to come back until COVID happened, and I was like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be big.
All right. Now I gotta turn
Yeah.
the lights. All right, there we go.
Yeah, some lights. It's dark here. So it's getting dark over there.
Well, it's getting a little bit. The time is getting before dusk. Let's just say.
Yeah.
It's 6:20 p.m. here.
Oh, yeah. Then the light is going a little bit.
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah. So how have you been doing?
I've been fine.
Nice. Yeah, same here. Yeah, of course, taking care of my dad. And it like a little bit of down thing happened when it was he had an infection in his leg, so he had to go to the hospital, had to check it out and everything. And because he's recovering, that takes away a little bit of his condition, and you have to start over again with walking a smaller distance and building it up again. So, but yeah, no problem there. But it's a little bit setback.
Well, at least my dad no longer is suffering. But still, I would like to talk to him. Just that's what I miss most is talking to him.
Yeah, of course, that's what we do. Also, when we do go for a walk to get his condition back up, we talk about all kinds of things and also things that from the past that he experienced, or certain good advice that he gives, or interesting stories that he heard sometimes from his grandfather.
Continuing it on, passing it on.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And those stories are pretty cool because, of course, he was in the Netherlands, and therefore you get also a lot of stories about the war, and
well, just any of the wars.
a lot of wars. Sadly enough, it's a lot of wars that often make the best stories and the most touching stories.
That or certain natural disasters. Well, that's actually pretty much here in the United States. We have plenty of natural disasters.
Yeah.
No shortage of those.
Yeah, natural disasters. Yeah.
There wasn't actually. It was last weekend. We got a tornado warning through our area.
Wow.
But you only get a warning if there's indication of rotation. It doesn't mean that the rotation has touched ground. They just give everybody a heads up so you can get to safety. And I was like, please let it be a weakling twister. And it probably was. It went on for 30 minutes and then it just passed.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was another chain where it was like, okay, another, like, where the path was going up north. There was red where warnings were, and they just kind of went and went. And I wonder if those were either weaklings as well, or maybe they grew in size. I'm not sure. Hopefully it was minimal damage, like just trees and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's what we also get over here when it's a very strong wind. Yeah.
But y'all never get anything severe, do you?
No. First of all, I'm in the area. There's the area with the less kind of wind anyway. So,
well, the way the North American climate is and geography, it makes it just hell for everybody. Although I respect the people in the heartland of the United States that, like, when they hear tornado warnings happen, they're like, or it's going to happen, and they're like, okay, we got to get some stuff done in the house before it happens. They just take it casually.
Yeah.
Hardy people. Plus,
well, we don't have a lot of wind. What we do have is sometimes severe rainfall. That can happen. Like it will pour down for a whole day. Severe. And it will be a lot of water.
How often is flooding?
And there will be some flooding here and there then, yeah.
Like, is the flooding enough to drag a vehicle, so to say?
Oh, yes, easy.
Okay.
Yeah. that will
We
add.
live in an area where we live specifically. It's on a hill, so we don't have a flood-prone area. It'll vary wherever you are.
And but the most severe problem is with those long rainfalls is actually when you go into the forest, because there are not paved roads in the forest. Not
Of
all of
course.
them. There are a couple paved roads through it, like the main highway, but other roads are sand roads. So when it rains
Sand
for
roads.
yeah, just
Well,
sand
it
roads.
goes-
It's sand, and it because the cars drive over it, it gets hardened. And those roads, when it rains a lot, will be completely soaked. It will be like a swamp, so you can't drive there then.
Hey,
So
Dustin.
sometimes they actually have to walk to the houses in that area, like the guy that delivers the post, for instance. He has to stop his van at the beginning of the road, walk 2 miles to get the mail there, walk 2 miles back and get in his car to the next one. Walk 2 miles, walk 2 miles back. So if you had that route as a post deliverer, yeah, that will take a long time when it happens.
Anybody had a small boat they could use to do the deliveries?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
they're used to it. They're used to it, so.
I mean, it doesn't hurt because thing is, when it comes to floodwaters, you do not want to like fool around in that. At least here, because you could hit something that could cause an injury, and you could get Vibrio infection, and it's just something you don't want.
Certainly.
That happened everywhere after Katrina hit.
Oh, Katrina, yeah, that was.
Well, and the whole, and actually, there was a documentary on National Geographic that was saying what will happen when it hits, and that is exactly what happened the day after they released that, because of the way New Orleans, or at least that area, was like a bowl, and the natural marshes that existed there that were acted like a natural sponge for the weather was decreased because of the piping systems that they put in. And so basically they damaged themselves. And that's why, yeah, we need to build those marshes back up. Although I don't know how long it will take for the land to recover after that oil spill that happened.
Yeah.
Those are hard to, it takes a long time for it to just go over.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's crude oil.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Katrina was probably the most. Well, it was, but also because of just the infrastructure of everything, and people didn't leave. And honestly, I'd be on the fence about people leaving. There are plenty of people that have been through several hurricanes. They've never left their homes. They boarded it up, and they knew what to do. Well, then again, they didn't live in New Orleans, because there's others that are on the coast of the Carolinas or Georgia, so on, that have dealt with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they know what to do. And I don't blame them if they don't want to leave for potential looters to start going after their stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
Everybody remembers when that happened. It was all over the news, and it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the mayor of New Orleans and how that was handled, and then you got FEMA, and yeah, don't try to rely on FEMA for everything. Be your own advocate.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 6th grade when it happened.
I was already working, I believe, for years.
It was Katrina that was the worst, although Rita did arrive, I think, afterwards. But Katrina did the most damage.
Yeah. Well, it was also later on they actually got some experts from the Netherlands, because they are used to building very good dikes and everything.
Yes, especially with creating more land.
Yeah. Well, a lot of parts of the Netherlands were pumped dry with a higher elevation around it with windmills. That's why you also have a lot of windmills in the Netherlands, because they were for getting the water out of certain areas to make it dry.
Also, that's why they have a lot. Yeah, I kind of wondered why that was.
that's one. The most of the windmills in the Netherlands are for making land dry, and later on they're used for making bread or whatever, or sometimes they were just uh, still were there just for like historic reasons or whatever. They also destroyed a couple that really were in the way of infrastructure. And besides water for draining water from an area, windmills, after that is for grain, like graining grain for bread and that sort of thing.
It was
And
a power source.
Was a power source, and after that would be to saw wood. You have a couple of windmills that are actually next to the water or have over the water, and you can they actually saw big wooden planks with those kind of windmills. And
Are
sometimes
any windmills protected?
there now in the Netherlands, most of the windmills are like on the list of buildings you can't take down anymore.
Well, because they're very iconic there.
Yeah. I think they started in somewhere in the 70s with making windmills part of the inheritance, and they also would be like have subsidization to keep them in good shape and that sort of thing. And there are still some of them that are operating as for grading, but it's more like a tourist attraction kind of thing now.
Well, I think anything like that you just don't want to get rid of something like that. Also, because what if something like a certain event would happen and you would have to use that again? That's also how I see it.
That's also the reason why they were kept for a long time after, till they actually had pumps that were electric pumps. You still have in those areas electric pumps for having the water level, because the water table is everywhere different. And sometimes when it rains a lot, you have to raise it in some areas and then drain it from others. So it's a whole system in the Netherlands of water levels that are sometimes pumped a little bit lower, others higher, and everything. It's all through the Netherlands. It's very complicated, but it's a good working system.
The only thing I've learned about as far as making more or adding on to land was the island of Manhattan, which is was smaller than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And where the World Trade Center was, and I remember watching this when they were making the new World Trade Center, and it was around the 10th anniversary that they released it.
Yeah.
And they said that it was on where the water was, and they had to. And that's when I learned that they added on to the land, and I was like, okay, I didn't know that.
Well, I think they actually used, when they dig down for the Empire State, or for the World Trade Center, they used part of the sand that they dug up to fill that area.
Yeah, and the slurry that they had to use, they had to act quickly.
Yeah.
They did a good job on it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but from just the work that was documented, it seemed, oh, wow, that's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that my dad always liked watching.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was.
Well, they have actually a couple of movies probably on the YouTube that are about making the land dry in the Netherlands. And also how it works with all the water levels and everything. Because they actually made a whole, well, over in America they would call it a state in a way, but here they call it a province of the Netherlands. They made a whole province by getting water out of an area. So this was a big area. I don't know how many square feet, but it's at least pretty big. It's if you have Manhattan Island, they almost made that So let's say the amount of what they did at New York, that extra land, if you do that about probably 100 times, that's how much they did in the Netherlands. So it was a way big area.
That is just so immense of a project.
It's an whole province. It's an whole province that they pumped dry. I don't know if do I have an old atlas or something. I think I have an old atlas, and I can show you how big that area is.
Okay. Well, hey, little boy. That little brat.
So what I still have from when I was doing a study is the big atlas that every child had in the Netherlands. It was actually on your book list for school, the thing. So let's get a picture of the Netherlands that is good enough. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Oh yeah, this is even better. So this is the Netherlands.
All right.
You can see over here roughly is Amsterdam. Here, sorry. So this whole area over here, this whole area, they made that dry. This whole area, so that's immense. Like if you have to, where are the sizes? My finger, the width of my finger is about 5 miles.
Okay.
So this is like if you do this is 5 fingers. So altogether, that's 20 miles.
20.
Already,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you do from here to here, roughly is 20 miles, a little bit more probably.
Well, then I'm seeing, okay, on the left side.
Well, I would say, yeah, this more. I think this area, this part over here, it's hard to tell. Let's put it closer. You know, I'm gonna get another map. This is a little bit too big. This is smaller.
Because I want to think that the darker areas are lower elevation on that other map.
Can you still see this?
Everything's falling out. Yeah, I know. I've done that with books and I've had time. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's now the light is too bright. There we go.
There we go.
So this is the top part of the Netherlands. So this part, and you have here also a lighter color part. But this whole area over here, that's land that they pumped dry. So this area and that area. So if I do it with a pencil, maybe that's handier. Yeah. This with the lighting is hard to do. So I'm circling around it. So this area that is light green, and that part that is also light green over there. Those two parts, they pumped dry. And if you have the size reference, so have this island over here, from here to here is about 30 kilometers. So that's 15 miles, 12 miles roughly. This is 50 miles. So this is 30 miles. So all the way over there would be probably 45 miles, a little bit more. So that's a big area. It's about 30 miles by 45 miles of land mass that they pump dry. That's the big project.
Now, the areas like across from that land that are dark green, what does that indicate?
This over here, the dark green patches here. Actually, what is funny is that's actually the bottom, so what the bottom is made of. So everything that is dark green over here is like sea clay.
Okay.
Because there was a time that this part of the Netherlands was underwater in the past. Actually, roughly everything from here, if you make a line up, go up over here, roughly, everything on the right side of that line is above water level. Everything
that's what I was thinking.
over there is lower, below water level. That's why they have those dikes around it to protect it from water going in. And this is like the piece of paper that you had to find certain names. I'm gonna put that to the side for a second. But if you have an idea how big of a project it was. Okay, and here you can see it a little bit clearer. See, so this over here and that part of over there. See, you can also see a line around it. That's the dike road. And this is like Amsterdam. So this is a big city of Amsterdam, so you can see how big this is. It doesn't have it in inches, but it's huge. But it's of course dated, the book, but that area is still right there.
Is there any projects of creating more land in some parts?
There are a lot of old books where they wanted to fill in more land. And actually there's a part of it already there, and here they were constructing it. Here you have a small line over there. That line it's now connected to over here. So here they were building it still. Now it's connected, so there's a road, a long bridge that connects these two areas. And there was an idea of making this also land, this whole area. And there still is, because here you have all the major big cities. And you can see that by the dark patches, those are the bigger cities. And they are getting pretty crowded. So I wouldn't surprise within the next 50 years, this area would be also made dry and become land. Yeah, you have some people that are against it and for it. You have people that are like nature.
Well, yeah, I can see it being a very on the fence situation.
Yeah, of course. First of all, because if you have that big of a land next to big cities, the prices of to live there will go down. Because a lot of times in those new land, the prices are not that very high in the beginning. It also often makes the prices of the buildings in the city drop to buy and rent. And that's not what they want. And now, of course, is the nature aspect of certain birds have that area for actually when they come over, and have that area for laying eggs and everything. So that's another problem. Often, of course, birds, if there is an area where they can't get out anymore, they will search for another area. But that's still one of the reasons why they think, yeah, should we deal with it or not? Maybe we'll lose otherwise a big bird population and that sort of thing. And actually, it will be a little bit darker in that area. Because if it's a sunny day, water reflects. And actually, when they put in that first part, when they made that dry, people noticed there was less light, less brighter light, because there was less water for the sun to reflect off. And that makes a difference. That's why some people say that, yeah, a lot of people are not around anymore that were there before, but a lot of people that were there before said the light changed a lot. Yeah, that's all the big boss atlas, and why this is actually would be translated the big forest atlas, but boss is not forest. It's actually the last name of the guy that made the atlas.
Okay.
So it's not forest. It's actually his name, and that's in the old editions they put his whole name there, but not anymore. Not anymore. And even you have the United States in there and everything. That's why it was a good atlas, because you also have the America in it.
Yep, and I see that brown ridge on the east side. That's not far from where I am.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, if I would guess, you will be around here, probably.
Actually, further east. Like where the Carolinas are.
Oh, more there. Oh, yeah, okay. I was not that far off. Now try to do that with some Americans and try make them point out Amsterdam in the Netherlands. They will be like, if they can find the Netherlands.
I know. Our geography is not.
I'm pretty good, because I know a couple of I know New York is over here roughly, and I know Detroit is over here, Chicago is over there, San Francisco's over there.
Actually, San Francisco's a bit more above.
Lower? Oh yeah. And San Francisco is higher, yeah. This is Los Angeles. That's San Francisco. Yeah. But at least I was not pointing to this part of the
Exactly. Now, if you've looked, and now you will see, like, from shows like from Jay Leno from years ago, and he will do these jaywalks, and he will ask people just common sense questions that are supposed to be, and they can't answer those.
I remember those. It was funny as where's the Netherlands on this map? And then we'll point it to Russia or even Italy or not even close.
It's really sad. And there was one that aired around the year 2000 when the elections were going on. Mm-hmm. And he asked us, a college kid, like, name the 3 branches of government. And he said, Republican, Democratic, and I was like, no, that's parties. Yeah. It's federal, judicial, and legislative. Mm. Although there is a 4th category, but it's the unnamed part that we have no part in.
Oh, they even did one. I believe that they would have people sing the national anthem completely. Mm-hmm. And some people could, but a lot of people, especially younger people, couldn't. But they knew the Kentucky Fried Pizza Hut McDonald's song, all of them.
Oh my gosh.
That was like the second question. Do you know the food song? Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken in a Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken in a Pizza Hut.
I never learned that.
Well, that was in that area a popular song. Everybody knew that one. And then, okay, do you know the national anthem? No. We know the food song. That was one of those segments, like you thought. That was interesting. They should do that more again. Like
Well,
just general questions.
in a way, Jimmy Kimmel has done that. With
Okay.
he'll ask questions like what is your greatest accomplishment? And there was one person that said that they got some Pokemon card, and I was like, really? That's your greatest achievement?
Wow.
It just really shows, like, is this how far we've come now? It's actually depressing. But hopefully more.
Yeah, Pokemon cards. It's yeah, wow.
I would say you completed college, or you managed a double major, or something like that.
Yeah, or what is also an accomplishment? I raised 4 children. That should be also in there. That's also an accomplishment, you know.
Oh, a huge one, especially with there are some people that say, I have kids, but just because one has kids doesn't make you like a special person.
No.
Like, it's not hard to have kids.
It's
raising them.
Exactly.
And then the thing is, I would say, come back in 20 years, and then we'll see how good of a job you did. And then we'll say, okay, if you did well, all right, you're special, to agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
That, and also, honestly, there are people that adopt so many children, and I think that's even greater.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same as adopting an animal, because that's also good. There are a lot of animals in shelters, and when they are there too long, they have to get rid of them. Actually, in a way. And
yeah.
So, and you have some breeders, especially there was over here a problem with breeders that bred a lot of dogs and cats and as much as they could and sell them in a
They didn't breed them properly.
No.
And healthy.
Not really healthy most of the time, and complications, or they didn't have all the vaccinations and the falsified papers and everything. And that's why the government said, well, if you want to make sure you have a good one, go to an animal shelter where they have the proper paperwork, where they also have a history of the animal, that you can actually say, okay, this animal is on the slow side, that will fit a person that doesn't want to walk that fast, or this dog is very energetic, so it's good to jog if you want to do jogging a lot of in the morning. So they've tried to fit the character of the animal with a person who wants to get an animal. And that turns out a lot better. So yeah, I would always applaud if people would get an animal from a shelter, because there is enough to pick from.
Well, that, and I also think, my dad was adopted, so I just think that I just don't know if there's any like people that advocate for trying to make. What I find insane is that adoptions are expensive.
Oh yeah,
kids.
and there's a
And
lot
I
of
understand
paperwork.
why. And I'm wondering is the government trying to certain people wanting to make things harder for individuals?
Well, it's most of the time out of safety precaution that they are sure that the parent is okay for adoption. That's most of the paperwork, and that's why it's they want to make sure that the parent is fit to have a child, and that's why it's such an
I know, but
paperwork.
there are some things where, and of course this is kind of the issue in the United States with CPS, and how there's kind of abuses done by CPS, like, oh, you didn't do a certain thing for this child, okay, we'll take your child away. Like the flimsiest thing, that's happened. And it bothers me.
Oh, then also, you have two sides of the story, yeah? Sometimes they don't do enough, but sometimes they are over careful. Yeah.
Yeah, it will depend on who it is.
Well, it often depends on how much certain things are in the news. Like when a lot of times there's like a magnifying on a certain topic, they tend to go by the rules way more strict as everything is going okay, you know?
And I've read that, of course, this is in Australia, but Hugh Jackman and his wife, who they had 2 miscarriages in their marriage, and then they have 2 adopted children. Mm-hmm. During their first adoption, they had to go through so much, and I think his wife is like a strong advocate for making adoption easier because of the issues that they've went through.
Yeah.
And I could see that being very important.
Oh, that is important. You can have it more streamlined in some cases, yeah. Like sometimes you can easy tell that the people are pretty okay, you know.
Oh yeah, Peter, I'm gonna go and set up a live. So yeah.
All right, I kind of want to come actually.
Yeah, I'll be around. So.
All right, bye.
Makes it.
Okay.